Yeah. Actually, when I came here, we came with an idea of maybe I need to be very technical, maybe I need to be a bit more like trying to catalyze you how we can do more by using robotics and AI for developing the society. Actually, it's not working. Okay, so I normally use this figure here to tell one thing that for me along the time it was very important. We have different areas coming from society and also education, and on the universities there are different topics coming. Many of them come like machine learning, artificial intelligence, but I think the community also need to understand robotics is more than that, is really a platform to integrate all this knowledge. So integration of the knowledge that we are doing now are coming to robotics side. If you came some years ago, maybe you said control. Control is the best thing that we have at the moment. Okay, how to make it? Control. Right now we have machine learning in robotics again. The future, we don't know, maybe emotional aspects that we need to have in the machines, also robotics. So I think you need to start thinking that robotics is more than just one, let's say, discipline per se, is a multidisciplinary domain and integrates all the things that we know nowadays. And this is very important to understand that probably the next generations will not use just AI, they use AI together with machines that are more intelligent. Okay? So this is very important to say. And more than that, you know, I think many people probably don't realize that robotics itself integrates already some intelligence. So typically what you can see here is a cycle where we embedded the artificial intelligence to make decisions, but some of them are coming from what we call a perception part, that is observing the world. So observing the world is important to make decisions, we make the decisions, and the robotics can act. So robotics is different from AI in the aspect that intervene physically in the world. And this is very important for the future of the humanity and the future of people. And this is very important to must say that in the future maybe you can see expanding parts related with this particular aspect. We see things progressing in materials, we see things appearing a different way of computing probably, and all of them will have the same stage. Stage will be robotics. When I received this invitation for coming to Nepal, I was thinking what I'm doing there. I'm teaching, giving a class, so what I can give to the person because they invited me. So it was very important to see something here. The economy of Nepal is mainly 30% of GDP is agriculture. And tourism is also important, of course, and also manufacturing. But if you look in specifically to these sectors, and it's very difficult to introduce new technology in these sectors. So if you continue to not push it, to modify the sector, it will be very difficult to make the workforce with more skills and really try to stop the brain draining on the country. It's very important to pay attention to that. And in that sense, I arrived to the conclusion that probably I would like to say something here. You know, I came from Khalifa University, that is university in Emirates, and people always looking for these Emirates in the Arabic world as very rich people. But in fact, this is very recent. It's not just, you know, what happened now. Actually, what happened is this economy on these countries mainly based on oil. And this is not sustainable for forever. If you like to make a country that stays forever, and this country has 52 years old, and you need to remember, the UAE is a very young country, and we need to think how we can support the country. In fact, this is very important, and the lesson I would like to tell you is that we did a good job actually on that aspect using robotics. In fact, this is the kind of population that you can see it on 50 years ago or 30 years ago. This means that these people need to receive skills that support them to be different to society. And the society was targeted by specific plans. They have a specific plan that we call it Abu Dhabi Plan 2013, where they invite the vision is to make the country knowledge-based country. Is really something that is different of what they have now. They are producing oil and they need to change the society very rapidly. And we help to do that using, the policies that we have, and the Prime Minister talked about these kind of things before. The first thing they made is making a university that are really run by this kind of plan to building the new society, a new knowledge-based society. So they initiated this university in 2007 with the merging of an institute. They call it Petroleum Institute because they manage situations related to the oil industry. And later they defined strategic plan also for the university. So the strategic plan that they defined by the university, they touch several parts. Some of the parts were already mentioned here, but what's very important that robotics appears as transversal all the time to all these sectors. They appear and they try to make it as enable to things like security, healthcare, energy also. When we could talk about transportation, logistics, also same way, and also to modify and make it a more intelligent society somehow with robotics devices. So this is, in fact, the pillars that the university enacted, and later we could just also robotics inside. So in 2011, when we started, we started what research part first. We didn't make it specifically going for the industry side. Why? Because actually the country is not so rich in the industry side. It's mainly rich by the oil and doing the production of oil. So we start by doing that, and we initiate by this kind of research center. And in this research center, we did some modifications first. First thing is enacting young generation. This is some of my students when they start showing what they are doing in 2013. I give just an overview of that.
That has cameras. The patient can just swallow it, and it can take images for the GI exam. It would be painless, weightless. People can go and check regularly.
As engineers, our job is to always solve problems. So we provided this solution in order to improve the healthcare in the UAE.
Focus of every human life, every human being should be to improve someone else's life, to give someone a chance to live, or someone to become better. So if you, by our project, we can save someone from cancer. So we are not saving only that person, but also the son. Within our knowledge, we can help in scanning or testing and having better results and faster results for these patients. And so we might not cure it or not find a cure, but try to help. And so since we're engineers, we try to find a way to make it easier to help the human race have a better life.
We really about to see how individuals
So the first step, it was really looking for nurturing young generations. So it was the first step. So we start doing it slowly, and then later on we start doing our research infrastructures that are quite complete. And along this way, injecting young personalities inside, put the youngs be more proud of themselves. They really start doing some research that we are quite proud. Actually, right now, the Caliphate has different sectors, and this is just part of the story that we have. Different labs that are done along these last 10 years, 11 years almost, where we have complete set up of situations that we can do research. Very complete, very on the edge. Okay? Another thing that we start in the 2013, because this young generation is, trying to do the master's degree, we just start with the PhD level. So another story is immediately trying to bring the young generation directly to the PhD level, promoting females on that particular aspect to do science. And then in the academic degree on 2014, we start evolving much more what we call it nowadays, our facilities of research that many of you, probably some of our people here also visited also in California during the IDOS 2024. Important thing that we learn, and I will try to promote also to you, is a concept. A concept that we call it inducement prizes. What are these prizes? You know, this thing is not really a novelty. It's something that is since some time ago. Is that you put people competing for make a solution for something, and you give a prize, a very good prize. And then in that way, you can establish mechanism to compete people and making in the current, let's say, following the state of art and the good competition and so on. So we made it in different ways. We did it basically on the research side, plus also on the innovation side, and we established something that came since 2015 in trying to promote innovation and mainly pushing for the early career robotics people, young people again, that is going to these competitions. What happens when we do these competitions? One important thing is that if you bring a competition that is really with a good price, and you make it such a way that you can captivate people from an international level, in a certain level, you start to have international engagement on your country. So this country that is very young start to have more visibility, and you can really put the people using the current state of art of technologies. And the scenarios that you can use for this competition can be very, very interesting. Right now, we have developed much more this competition, but the first one is this one that we started in 2016 by this video here. Can you put sound here, please, again? You need to...
المستقبل المستدام لعالم أكثر أمنا لمجتمع متقدم تكنولوجيا إنهم يستعدون للتحدي الأعظم على الإطلاق حيث الإنسان والآلة يجتمعان معا لتغيير المستقبل. مسابقة محمد بن زايد العالمية للروبوت. في العقود القليلة الماضية رأينا تطورات تكنولوجية في صناعات مختلفة مثل البناء، التصنيع، الطب وحتى استكشاف الفضاء. والآن يستعد العالم لدخول عصر تكنولوجي جديد، ربما حتى عصر الثورة الصناعية الثالث. الروبوتات هي الإجابة لإحداث التغيير الجذري وحل أكثر الصعوبات المعقدة التي تواجه المجتمع. أطلقت مسابقة محمد بن زايد العالمية للروبوت كمنصة لتنمية التميز في مجال الروبوتات، وتفخر هذه الجائزة بحمل اسم الشيخ محمد بن زايد الذي يتمتع ببصيرة قوية دعمت ولا تزال أسس مجال الروبوتات للمنطقة.
Yes, I think the first lesson that we got with this is that by support of the Grand Prix of the moment, we really achieved a very high visibility on with this kind of activity that there was inducement of prizes. Of course, the money is important, but not just that. Actually, it was about this number that you can see of people participating. This is just a photo in their hand. This is the persons that are young, and probably the grandfather of some of them are fishermen, you know, people that are not neither related to technologies. And they make it, okay? They start doing it very hardly. And the last time it was like a second session of this event. It was really amazing the quantity of achievement that we have done. So this is just a lesson to you to tell that we can really push development by using robotics first, and second thing, you can also use challenges for doing it, and you can do it at the level of research side, and but also you can do it on the level of young generation in schools and so on. This is the latest thing that we have done in 2024. We're very proud to make it in such a way that we have a team already winning a prize on 2024 on these human rights. And this is just one example of what is happening today. So this is one lesson that comes to us, supported by different kind of research that we have. We have research on autonomous cars, we have research on things that are related to AI, and more important, we are just looking for specific areas like nature and preservation. We are looking for specific areas that are not just linked with industry and manufacturing. We are just looking for the nature that we have around us and preserving it. And of course, the place there we have there is not, you know, a place with agriculture. It's very important for us, the agriculture. We are really looking for specific areas there right now with programs that we do. So this thing is evolving, and recently we just started the program with master degree and bachelor degree also at the same time. So we have the pipeline right now for the young generation coming to the area of robotics and AI, and this is going along programs that you can see bachelor degree on robotics and AI, master degree on autonomous systems, and the PhD that is coming soon, something like that. I was very lucky to go with my colleagues, some of them are here, that we do also a organization of this IRIS 2024. It was last 2 weeks ago. It was very important, and just to tell you that it was important also to establish the country in a certain level of internationality. You know, on the time we have a total registration that is bigger than the number that we have, but the total submitted papers are quite high, as you can see here, 3,344. But the distribution is very important to say that the distribution is very interesting. I'm just to make a point here that China actually is the quantity of papers that we have for. So we see the population coming more and more, coming from China and Asia to this domain. So this was a very interesting aspect that we did it differently. We don't give this international conference just for science. Actually, we just generate a set of forums where we try to do things like so important like sustainable medical surgical robots, and we try to looking for things like different inclusions of voices on robotics, you know, females intervention on the engineering aspects, and also opportunities for enhancing the future of the world. All the kind of forums that is much more than just a science. So the conference, it was very important for us to nurture, and this is just one aspect of the, we actually also in the competition make it different kind of competitions. One of them, it was like a preservation of falcon. Falcons for that part of the region is very important. We have a competition just for falcons, how we monitorize them, how we can train them. So this is a really important aspect we have done also in our conference. So this is just to tell you that you can really try to make the things happening if you really use the correct tools. So this is another aspect. The conference was very, very intense, as you can see by the program. And one thing that I'd like to tell you is that probably I would like to share with you something that this Caliph is doing. Remember, this university is very, very young, okay? So it's maybe 15 years from now. And it's possible to do it in 10 years, 12 years. And we have right now doing another aspect that maybe is important for here for the country. We are trying to do the partnership in co-development. We don't think that we can do it alone. We need to do it together. So this is idea of co-development is very important for us. We trying also to initiate dual degree programs for international institutions. So we try to keep ourselves as important in the area, but also do it together with another people. One important aspect that we try to do it in the future is that many of the, and this is an advance that is probably for discussion with my colleagues, we are trying to use the competition as a fit for the academic programs. So the students will do the training on the labs, not in the classical way, but they do it together immediately to go into these competitions. Immediately going to the international aspect, looking for specific and very challenging aspects. Okay, so this is important. What we are trying to do also in our university, everybody is talking about AI, and not too much people talk about the consumption of energy in that aspect. What is happening now, we see lots of computing power that you need to, probably what happened in the future is these cars that is autonomous, they need power, but not the power in the sense of power on torque, but power on the computing side. So we need to think about a new area of doing computing like we do it nowadays in AI, and we are doing that way by exploring new areas of AI. Spiking neural networks is one of the areas that we are doing to modify the way you do the embedment of this intelligence in the robots. This is one important aspect we're trying to do now. Remember, the future will not be as it is with electronics. We're looking for a different way of electronics, and we are exploring this with partnerships, including India. So, if I have some kind of, saying about how we can help on the country and making this co-development together, I think the agricultural part is very important for us. If Nepal like to do it together, will be good for us. We are trying to looking for animals and how the animals behave and how they can be preserved better. This is a kind of obara, that is an animal that is hunted. We try to make it much more preservation of what we have here. On the ocean, water is what happens more in the front line of the beaches on the Abu Dhabi, and this is very important to have some kind of knowledge about how you can preserve the corals. And yes, just to tell you that yes, the country actually Nepal is bigger in area than this one here, and just to tell you that it's possible to do it in very short term. 10 years, 12 years, we can do much more. So we are already in the top of this by clever way of doing it, and I'm sure that we can have a say on the, and co-development together on this kind of agriculture. We can really try to help young manufacturing also. This is a result that we have in our sector. We have legumes and how do we link with agriculture that we do it in warehouses. We are trying to do something supporting also cancer. We have a big group working on the EI. We are doing also some research on that domain together with supporting for people that have disabilities. This is another area that we like to do it, and this is quite important for us also to establish. And let me tell you that one of the things that we are pushing now is the limits. We initiate now a race that is given the F1 race, but with driverless cars. It will be the second time now. These are cars without pilot, and we try to do it in a very fast way, as the F1. So currently the idea is really to make it such way. Sorry, it was before. Can you before please? This one is from the last edition. Right now we have F1 real and the F1 in the young gentlemen, and we are trying to do the next one that will be actually in Japan. They will do it the first attempt on the F1 there to explore AI and all these areas. So this is like to say, sharing with you the ideas that we about what we have done and how we can help on Nepal on progress. Okay, thank you very much.